My name is Jackie Roth Kern, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 28 years old. You know, when I was first diagnosed, I was definitely very shocked, and I sort of had to put everything in my life on hold. I was a newlywed, still in school, then all of a sudden hit with a cancer diagnosis is really tough.
My name is Stephanie Lawrence. I was diagnosed with breast cancer just shy of my 40th birthday. It just seemed unreal, like it just seemed like an inconvenience, like how could this possibly happen to me? I mean, I really did not have the luxury to just sit back and say, look at me, world, I'm sick. I was getting kids into a new school, a new community, and starting a new life here for us. So I guess, in a sense, maybe I never had to cope with it. I just got through it. It's something that I just had to put on my calendar and march through.
My name is Tyesha Love, and I was 29 when I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. Initially, I just thought I was dreaming. I was waiting for my doctor to say she's read the wrong chart. I just went blank and numb. It was terrifying for me because I'm a single parent, and all I could think of was my baby's gonna have to live life without me, and all they have is me, and so that was very scary.
I never in my mind thought I wouldn't survive it. I just knew we had a road ahead of us. The first thing that my oldest son said to me, Jordan, was, why do you keep on telling me you're going to be fine when there is no cure for cancer? Because anyone he knew who had cancer usually died. And I just had to assure him that there are all sorts of different kind of cancers. It's kind of hard for a young child to get their head around.
My PhD is actually in breast cancer research, so I did know a good amount about breast cancer. I was at the point in my schooling where I was doing full-time research in the lab, so I would go have my chemotherapy for 4 or 5 hours in the morning and then go to the lab and continue my research for the rest of the day.
My husband Richard really just took over. I look back now, it must have been very hard for him. He was the one who had to kind of really keep it together because I needed him to. My oldest, dearest friends and family would meet us. You know, this presence and this chit-chat, and we'd almost forget sometimes why we were all gathered.
My church family came to visit one day. It was like potluck. Everyone that walked through the door had a huge dish. My family were awesome. I mean, we had a Kicking Breast Cancer's Ass party where everyone wore pink bras and bought pink. My very dear friend, Deidre, put her life on pause to take care of me. So she took the role on as my caregiver, managed my bills, appointments, medication, everything.
My husband Ron was by my side the entire time. He came to chemotherapy, radiation, doctor's appointments. He was in the waiting room with every surgery that I had. It was incredibly helpful to have family support and friends and different people that I was able to call or talk to. They stayed strong when they were around me and just supported me in any way they could.
It was motivating. It was like, you know, bring on the next treatment. This is the second to the last treatment. Come on, bring on this surgery. And so it kept me going.
I think LBBC's mission is great. I think that there's 1 million people out there raising money for the cure, and I think that's fantastic too, but I think that part of having breast cancer is the emotional side of it and what it does to women, how it, body image, and how it affects you mentally. The caring and coping aspect is really important.
My first involvement with Living Beyond Breast Cancer was writing a blog that was written bi-weekly for a year, and I was journaling my experiences through treatment. It was an outlet that I didn't realize that I needed so much. It let me share with other women different experiences that I was going through. I wanted to let others know that they weren't alone in the things that they were feeling.
My social worker at the hospital told me about Living Beyond Breast Cancer, and I was actually awarded the CISB Golder grant, which was an amazing blessing for my family during that time. Shortly after recovery, I began to attend some of the events, some of the conferences.
I felt so welcomed with every interaction that I had with LBBC. I've taken part in their fall conference every year since I've been diagnosed. This past year, I actually went to their conference for young women, the C4YW, which is sponsored by LBBC, and I was the opening speaker at the conference. And that was just a wonderful experience. I got to share my story with 1,000 other young women in the room. And that conference was amazing because it was really tailored to women under 40 who are diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh gosh, I think what they're doing is amazing. The support that they offer the cancer community, the financial support, the emotional support, the educational support, I think LBBC is doing an amazing job.
When I first started getting involved with Living Beyond Breast Cancer, I knew I was a survivor, but I didn't play that role. I wanted to go out there and help other people. I wanted the connection with the organization, but not necessarily for them to come rescue me. I think they did rescue me in a sense because I got so involved, and it was helpful.
There are so many people that helped me throughout treatment that I just really want to help other people so that they don't have to go through this alone.
What I look forward to is just continued impact in the cancer community and supporting other survivors. I wake up with that running through my veins. That's what I have a passion for now.
It changes everything from the minute you're diagnosed. I really don't sweat the small stuff anymore. It just goes out the window. You don't even think about it. And you really learn what's important.
I'm more compassionate and just more of an appreciation for the real things in life, family and friends, just a great appreciation for life and people.
Right now, because of treatment and medications that I'm on, it's going to be a while before we're able to start a family. So right now we have decided to focus on our careers and sort of making up for the lost time.
My children did grow up with this breast cancer just ongoing. I think they're really sensitive to the fact that in the world there are illnesses that can happen to anyone. They take pride in the work that I do, that we all do for Living Beyond Breast Cancer. It's helped them be compassionate young men.